Welcome back, everyone. This will be my video for Warner Bros. And DC just canceling a whole bunch of their movies and TV shows. Like, nobody is safe now, so I'll explain what's going on. Even though it's been going on for a while now, this week they announced the official end of The Flash and the Batgirl movie. Like, big surprise, no more movie, no more Flash. There are like 3 or 4 big reasons why DC is taking a flamethrower to a lot of its own movies and TV shows right now, but the circumstances for why they're getting rid of The Flash is a little bit different from why they're throwing the Batgirl movie in the trash can, metaphorically.
What a week, huh?
Lemon, it's Wednesday.
The good news is, in all this, they are still releasing Black Adam and Shazam 2 movies this year, and apparently test audiences so far really like both of those movies, so there is a sliver of hope in there. And I will do videos for both of those, like they just released a Black Adam trailer. I'll do a new video for that soon. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. There are tons of other movies and big budget HBO TV series that they're working on right now, like the Robert Pattinson Batman HBO spinoffs that we heard about recently. I've already done videos about that, so I'll link them below in the description. So it's not like DC is blowing up everything that they have, but as you can tell, there are like seismic shifts behind the scenes. Like a whole bunch of people got fired, a bunch of new people came in, and they're like, we're gonna do our new stuff now. We're not gonna do your old stuff. But first things first, pour one out for The Flash, RIP, which is ending officially now. Like we all thought that things were over when they announced that they canceled pretty much all the other DC TV series earlier this year. Like, okay, days are numbered for The Flash, it's pretty much over now. But what they announced is that it's officially ending after a shortened season 9, which was what a lot of people predicted earlier this year, so no big surprise there. We all knew it was coming. But interestingly though, the timing of the Flash TV show series finale, like the very last episode ever, is going to air right before the Flash movie release date. There's no big conspiracy theory there or anything like that. That's just the way the timing lines up because all the seasons got shifted just a little bit because of what happened with the virus delays. But the big news is that apparently the Flash movie is still a thing. I'll explain why, because there's been so much talk about recasting Ezra Miller as the Flash in the DCEU movies. Like if they're ending the Flash TV show literally right before the Flash movie comes out, people are asking, why don't you just say that Grant Gustin is the movie Flash right now, and nobody will ask any questions about it? Like we literally already saw them cross over. We know that they exist in the same multiverse right now. Currently, that's not what they're doing, like that's not their plan, but I definitely think long-term they are going to bring in a brand new Flash. Like somebody call up Wally West on the bat phone, we need another Flash in the movies, stat. The reason why they're ending the Flash TV show is because there's this big seismic shift happening in DC TV shows, just in general, not just the DC TV Arrowverse universe on the CW, but all DC shows on all networks. Basically, DC is moving to a model more like what Marvel Studios is doing right now. So like Kevin Feige now controls pretty much all of Marvel television, whereas before a completely different group of people were making Marvel TV shows under Jeff Loeb, like the Marvel Netflix Defender shows like Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Then Disney basically put Kevin Feige in charge of all Marvel TV. They rolled out Disney Plus, and they're like, okay, we want people to subscribe to Disney Plus, so we're gonna put our crown jewel, Marvel and Star Wars, all the big stuff, just on Disney Plus. So if you want that stuff, you have to subscribe to Disney Plus. So now Marvel's doing this thing where they're trying to make shows that look kind of like movies just broken into like 6 or 9 different episodes. They're supposed to feel like movie quality in comparison to a normal TV show which might run for like 20 episodes, like The Flash for instance. And now Warner Bros. And DC are wanting to do the same thing. So they're basically like pulling in all their IP and saying, okay, we're going to keep making TV shows, but there's going to be fewer episodes, it's going to be bigger budget, and you'll have to get them from HBO Max now. So that basically spelled the end of the CW DC TV shows. Like some of them just reached their natural end, like they'd already been running for many seasons. So it was like, okay, let's just wrap things up after the next season. There are a couple exceptions, like some of the shows will survive, but for instance like Superman and Lois, which a lot of people seem to really like, the quality seems like it's a little bit better, the special effects budget seems a little bit bigger. The showrunners on Superman and Lois were the same showrunners from The Flash previously. They just confirmed at the end of season 2 that the Superman and Lois series is supposed to be set in an alternate universe because they didn't want to deal with the DC TV universe anymore. Like they had Diggle on Superman and Lois, but they're like, no, this isn't the same DC TV Diggle. This is like a completely separate universe version of Diggle. All because they didn't want to have anything to do with the DC TV universe. So that was like the final nail in the coffin. Like The Flash was like the last official DC TV show. And now obviously that it's ending, you also have to kind of pour one out for the Arrowverse. Like this is the end of it. Even though we do have the multiverse, a lot of those actors will probably come back and cameo on Superman and Lois as alternate universe versions of characters. So is the Arrowverse really dead? Kind of, but not really. It's really up to you to decide. We kind of went through the same thing when they brought back Charlie Cox's Daredevil in Spider-Man No Way Home, and now they're doing the Daredevil Born Again series with all the same actors from the Marvel Netflix series on Disney Plus. Like, this is kind of the same version, but it's kind of a reimagining, so it gets a little bit confusing. Don't worry, I will do videos for a lot of these DC HBO shows, like the big budget ones, when they start releasing them. I just did videos for Peacemaker, it's gonna be kinda like that. The other big reason for them getting rid of a lot of these CW DCTV shows is because, legit, Warner Brothers is just selling off the CW network. Like, they're getting rid of the CW network, and because whoever buys the network won't be making money off of these shows because they're ending, they're trying to cut a lot of the fat, so to speak, like the money losers now for them, so that when they buy the network, it just won't cost them as much money. They haven't said what the official plot of The Flash Season 9 is going to be, but there have been teasers from them doing a version of Cobalt Blue from the comics. In the comics, he was Barry's long-lost brother, raised by the Thawns, which they don't really have on the TV show. Like, they haven't done a version of Barry's long-lost brother or anything like that. So they do another version of the character, like, surprise, this mystery character you never expected is another type of speedster villain. And because it's the last season, just like they did during the Arrow final season, they'll probably bring back all the biggest characters and actors that the show has ever had, and the ones that they haven't done yet from the comics. But like Stephen Amell, for instance, has been teasing that he would love to come back and cameo again as a version of Oliver Queen. He might come back in one of these final episodes or the series finale. The reason DC and Warner Brothers canceled the Batgirl movie is a little bit different. This is actually an even bigger surprise. Like, we expected The Flash to end sometime in the near future. The Batgirl movie was like the news bomb that dropped this week. First of all, it's a movie, it's not a TV series, but also, they literally already spent about $90 million making it, and it's pretty much done. Like, they only had a little bit of post-production left, and the movie was literally gonna be finished. And now they're like, you know what? Nope, nobody's gonna see it, we're gonna throw it in the trash bin. Michael Keaton was in it as a version of Batman. They also brought back the J.K. Simmons version of Jim Gordon from the DCEU. He was going to be Barbara Gordon's father. They had a bunch of Easter eggs and references to the other DCEU movies, and they even had a bunch of Nightwing references. Everybody remembers once upon a time there was a Nightwing movie that they were making. The bigger surprise, I think, is that they're not releasing it in any form, on any platform, in any way. That's what everybody is really blown away by. Like, there'll be no way of anyone seeing the movie now short of someone breaking into Warner Brothers and leaking the movie entirely. There are a couple reasons why they claim that they're doing that, and the biggest reason, get it, is because of a tax loophole. Seriously, it's just because of taxes. Smarter lawyers have explained that there's a special tax loophole available to DC and Warner Brothers because of the big buyout situation, where they can basically write off the entire cost of the movie and it doesn't have to be on their balance sheet. And the whole thing with the new CEO of the company is that he's trying to clear all this debt off their balance sheet. So the real reason for them getting rid of the Batgirl movie is mostly just coming down to numbers on a balance sheet. And the reason why they're not just releasing it on home video later is because if they use this special tax loophole, which is only available to them for like a brief window, which the Batgirl movie falls in, the loophole legally states that they're not allowed to release the movie in any form, in any way. Because if they didn't have that stipulation, like, they wouldn't care, like, they just put the movie on HBO Max like they planned to originally. The real reason why they didn't just decide to put it in theaters, even if they didn't think it was going to make a ton of money, to try and make back some of the money and then release it on Blu-ray and home video later, like put it on digital, like they'll make most of that money back, is because apparently, according to the new CEO, the movie does not meet their standards of quality for the DC movies that they want to start putting out. So basically, they kind of feel like the movie is so mid that they're willing to eat $90 million. Can you imagine how bad a movie has to be for them to think that eating $90 million is a better outcome for them? That's the real reason why everyone's so blown away. Like, what? You've already spent $90 million. Just like literally put it on HBO Max. Who cares? We'll see if this winds up sticking. We'll see if they reverse their position later on, because nothing seems like it's set in stone. Like, Thanos unsnap the Batgirl movie. Now everybody's wondering if the Blue Beetle movie is safe, because that was also going to be one of those HBO Max low-budget movies that they were producing. By all accounts, the Blue Beetle movie sounds like it's going to be pretty decent, and like I said, test screenings of Shazam 2 and the Black Adam movie seem like they were really positive, so it sounds like those movies are going to be pretty decent. So there is like a sliver of hope out there, and I think honestly that they're just hoping that things will blow over with the Flash movie by the time that it gets released next summer, because it's going to be a long time before that movie comes out.
I might not have as much experience as you, because I'm not super old like you, but I've seen all of the Fast and the Furious movies, lady. It's all about family.
I will do videos for all the stuff that they do wind up releasing. Like I said, I do have plans to do videos for all the big HBO DC series, and obviously the movies that do wind up making it to theaters. My new Black Adam trailer video will probably post in the next day or two. Make sure you enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. Everyone click here for my brand new Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer video, and click here for my brand new Star Wars Andor trailer. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.